Today, we are announcing that next Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, Bishop William Barber and I will host a special called American Crisis, Poverty and the Pandemic, where you'll get to meet working class Americans, farmers, meatpacking employees, fast food workers, all trying to survive one of the biggest challenges this country has faced in nearly a century. And joining me now is Bishop William Barber, co-chairman of the Poor People's Campaign and author of We Are Called to Be a Movement. You know, when you presented this idea to us at MSNBC, the idea was to take this idea of what the poor is and contextualize it so that it's more complex. What do people not understand about poverty in America, and how has COVID-19 impacted it?
They don't understand that before COVID, 140 million people living in poverty, 43% of this nation. They don't understand that COVID is even worse because pandemics live and breathe and exploit poverty. We don't understand the devastation of it. For instance, 61% of African Americans were poor and low wealth before COVID, but within 66 million white people were poor and low wealth before COVID. We don't understand that we're talking now about 11 million more people being uninsured and poverty growing exponentially. And so it's not just somebody living on the street. Poverty is affecting 43% of this nation, and it's worse in the midst of this pandemic.
And you know what we've seen is this sort of contempt for the working poor, because you know, as you said, people think poverty is only people who are homeless, which is an extreme crisis in this country. But it is also people who work in meatpacking plants who make not a lot of money, or work in McDonald's. We feature in this special people who work in McDonald's, people who, you know, have 2 and 3 jobs working in fast food. Those people are also the poor.
Exactly. And we're talking about farmers. We're talking about people who are organizing across this country from Appalachia to Alabama. And what we've seen, Joy, is in the midst of this, we've had all of these bills passed, and none of them have talked about poor and low wealth people from the bottom up.